Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 3 of the A.N podcast. I hope that you guys are all good. Before we get started, as always, I want to say a massive thank you and massive shout out to those who took the time to watch the first 2 episodes. I really appreciate it. And thank you to the new subscribers. I hope that you guys will enjoy the upcoming videos. And as always, get yourself a drink, get comfortable. We're going to talk about something that it's been bothering me not just for the last few days, but it's been bothering me for many years. But before we get started, get yourself a drink. I got a bottle of water. I'm at the gym right now. I'm actually at work. I had Karen with me. I picked him up from school, and he stayed with me until Tia finished work. She picked him up. He's back home. I was planning to record this podcast after work, but I finish at 8. By the time I get home, it's probably be 7:30. By the time I eat, get comfortable, probably be 9 p.m. I thought, you know what, why not make the most of it while the gym is quiet and take a few minutes to speak my mind about a topic that's been bothering me, not just for the last few days, but for many years. So get yourself a drink, get comfortable. You already know how we do. Let's go. All right, let's go. But hey, check the fit. You see what I'm rocking? See what I'm rocking right here? This is no joke, all right? This is no joke. Alright, the first episode I showed you guys the Legacy t-shirt. I told you guys go and pre-order, and many of you actually did, so I want to say a massive thank you. Some of you already have your t-shirt and the feedback has been nothing but positive. But decided to push the official launch date so we can add another piece to the collection, which is what I'm wearing right now. But the Legacy hoodie, it fits nice, it fits soft, it fits perfectly, nice quality. Let me show you the back. Alright, you already know. You know A.N Fitness, we don't drop shit, we only drop quality. Alright, made to last, like the Legacy. So if you want to make a pre-order for yours, the link is in the description. You already know what to do. Use ANF Abstent for 10% off and enjoy. Alright, so let's go. We're going to talk about the African Nation Cup, and we're going to talk about Jamie Carragher, what this guy said, and what I think about it. Alright, I'd like to believe that I'm in a good position to be able to speak my mind as an African myself. Nigeria, Super Eagles, you already know how we do. Even though I was raised in France, I grew up in France, and I'm now living in England, Nigeria is in my blood. You can't take that shit away. Alright, so when I hear people talking a certain way about the African Nation Cup, I take it personally. Because it's not something that's been going on just for a few days since Jamie Carragher, whatever he said on Sky Sport, which we're going to talk about. But it's something that I've noticed since I was a kid. I'm 36. I've been watching the African Nation Cup since I was a kid. Like I said, there's a lot of classic games. Nigeria, Cameroon, the rivalry, Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Senegal. All those countries have a lot of history in the African Nation Cup. So, how did it all started? So, they were talking on Sky Sport about the chances of Mo Salah winning the Ballon d'Or. Now, Mo Salah is on fire right now. As much as I hate to admit it as a Chelsea fan, this guy is killing. This guy is cooking. Alright, this guy is cooking top shelf quality food, and he's putting everyone behind him right now with his stats, with the way he plays and the numbers. So, logically, he's currently favorite. His name is on that list. Not only is on that list, but he's favorite for the Ballon d'Or 2025. And Jamie Carragher, what he said, feel free to go and watch the clip on YouTube. But basically, he was saying that Salah is having a lot of disadvantage toward having this chance of winning the Ballon d'Or because he plays for Egypt, and Egypt don't compete in a major tournament. So that's when people started going crazy. That's when Mika Richards and Sturridge stood up to him and said, "No, look, the African Nation Cup is a major tournament. You cannot say that, And then his reaction toward it, when they said that, his reaction added a bit more frustration to a lot of people, including myself, when it was like, man, Egypt are not going to win the World Cup anyway, are they? I didn't know this guy could predict the future, but hey, what do I know? The thing about football, the reason why football is so beautiful is because you don't know. The last World Cup, Morocco made it to the semi-final. Nobody expected that. The same way Leicester won the Premier League a few years ago, nobody expected that. That's the beauty of football. Now, with something like that repeat all the time, maybe not. But that's where it's exciting. So for someone to come and say, Egypt will never win the World Cup, you don't know. You don't know. Are they favorite when they qualify for a World Cup? Of course not. They're not. Yeah, I'm not stupid. But I'm not stupid either to say that, shit don't happen. Shit can happen. You know what I mean? It's football. So anyway, he said, Mo Salah play for Egypt. They don't play for a major tournament. Knowing full well that Egypt are qualified for the African Nation Cup. And actually, they're the one that won the most. I think they won it for 7 times, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that caused a lot of backlash, which I believe it deserved. And at the same time, I think it's also due to mixed communication, because what he said and what he said he was trying to say is two different things. Because the next day he said, that's not what I said. What I was saying was that the fact that Mo Salah played for Egypt and Egypt played in the African Nation Cup, it doesn't have the same value as if Mbappe was winning the Euros with France, or a Spanish player win the Euros, or Vinicius Junior win the Copa America with Brazil. It's not being seen the same way, which is the sad reality. That's the truth. And that's why I think there's a miscommunication, because if he actually said, look, Mo Salah played for Egypt, they played for the African Nation Cup, but unfortunately in the eyes of the media, the eyes of the system, the way the Ballon d'Or works, unfortunately they don't treat the African Nation Cup with enough respect to put enough value toward it, which is why it's unfortunate that Salah might be at disadvantage because of that. If he said that, nobody would have said nothing in terms of backlash, because that's the reality of it. The media, the broadcasters, they don't put the African Nation Cup as the same respect as they talk about the Euros or the Copa America, or the, Asia Cup. I mean, the Asia Cup, they don't even talk about it either. So it's like, for me, any cup that involves a whole continent, whether it's the Euros, Europe, Copa America, whether it's African Nation Cup, should get full respect. Should get full respect, because you cannot go to that continent and say, this is a Mickey Mouse Cup. It's not that important because it's not the Euros. This is just an ignorant thing to say, and it also entitlement, a lot of entitlement. That's what it feels like, a lot of entitlement, because it's not in Europe, it's not as big. And that's not just Jamie, that's just the media, the way it is. And I've noticed that since I was a kid. And the disrespect needs to stop, because even a lot of European managers in the league, many times it happened where they try to convince the African players not to go to the African Nation Cup. Why? Okay, let me come back. I'm back. I told you guys I was at work, all right? But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, we have like managers, trying to convince the African players not to go to the African Nation Cup. We even had, like, I think, was it the president of Napoli? He made a comment about saying that, any Italian club that sign African players need to do something in the contract where they sign, where it says that they won't go to the African Nation Cup. This is disrespectful, man. This is just pure disrespect. Now I understand the timing of the African Nation Cup come in the middle, a very important part of the season, whether it's in Spain, France, England, Italy, But the reason why the African Nation Cup takes place during that time is because of the condition of the pitch, the weather, and everything. You have to understand, Africa weather is not European weather. You know what I'm saying? So they have to do what is best for them. It's the African Nation Cup, all right? They don't have to just make everything all about Europe. You know what I mean? So the disrespect is too much. There's even people questioning if the African Nation Cup is a major tournament. Of course it is a major tournament, and I've seen people talking about, yeah, but look at the referees, man. Some of the referees, the decision they make, like we don't see stupid decision being made in the Premier League. Like we don't see stupid decision being made during the World Cup. You know what I mean? Now, the World Cup is the biggest football tournament, all right? I'm not saying the African Nation Cup is the World Cup. I'm just saying that African Nation Cup should get the same respect as the Euros, the Copa America, or any international cup that involve a whole continent. Like I made a post on my Instagram story. Go and ask Drogba, go and ask Salah, go ask him if it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, if it's not a major tournament. So many African legends that actually played in the Premier League, that played across Europe, that contributed to the quality of the football that you guys are watching, And for some reason, trying to be like, yo, I know it's the African National Cup next month. Man, we really need you in the league. Like, do you need to go? What? Do you need to go? Like, that's such a disrespectful question to ask. You know what I mean? So, to answer the question, is the African Nation Cup a major tournament? Yes. Capital Y, capital E, capital S. Alright? Is it on the same level of football as the Euros? That's a different topic. But regardless of that, it is a major tournament. Go to Africa. And people say, oh, but there's not a lot of viewers. The last African Nation Cup have had over 2 billion views worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So,
hello.
So you can't just come here and just say oh, it's not a major tournament or it's nothing like this. Yeah. It's not a major tournament. Of course it is a major tournament, but you can't just come here and just say it's not just because you want to be ignorant or you want to be entitled because it's not European football. Like, it needs to stop. But at the same time, I see people saying, oh, Jamie Carragher is racist now. We're not going to go there. I don't see that as him being racist. It's just being Jamie Carragher. He always said dumb shit. He always is a clown. He has some opinions that make no sense. He's very biased. That's him. Now, we're not going to call him a racist. He's just a clown. He's just a clown. A clown do clown shit. Clown say clown shit. That's just him. Alright? So let's stop the racist thing. It's just like I said, because the media and the broadcasters play a massive role toward what the audience think is big or not. Alright? Because I was talking about disrespect. How can you go on TV and the channel starts showing a game, an African Nation Cup game, 20 minutes after the game has started? Tell me, have you ever seen that happen at the World Cup or the Euros? Before a game, in the Euros, there'll be the pre-game where they talk about the game, the players, what's the expectation, the story or whatever. There's always some kind of, a warm-up before the game. They don't do this for the African Nation Cup all the time. You know what I mean? So the broadcasters, the media play a massive role to make sure that the audience, because a lot of the audience that say that African Nation Cup is not a big tournament, it's because they don't know. They don't know because how can they know when it's not being shown in that way? you know what I mean? So the disrespect needs to stop. The media need to do something about it. The broadcasters need to do something about it. The vote toward the Ballon d'Or need to do something about it. They need to stop treating like the African Nation Cup doesn't count, because if Mo Salah win the league and Mo Salah win the Champions League and then Mo Salah win the African Nation Cup, people are going to say, oh my God, Mo Salah should win the Ballon d'Or because he had a crazy season. He won the league and the Champions League. They won't even mention the African Nation Cup, like he just went there to play tennis. And that's the sad reality of it. And that's why I go back to miscommunication from this clown Jamie Carragher. If he actually said the right thing, which is the truth, the sad truth, nobody would have said nothing. But the fact that he said, Egypt, I'm not playing in a major tournament. Like, what are you talking about? They're playing for the African Nation Cup. It's a major tournament. And people saying it's only a major tournament to Africans. When I see people saying things like this, it's like, if I could, I would literally give you a backhand slap for free. For free. In fact, with both hands, I will slap you. Because things like this is just pure ignorance, and I don't tolerate ignorant people. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big, how popular. It's just stupid. So I don't get it. People need to stop disrespecting the African Nation Cup. You have your own opinion about it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to watch it. But don't say that it's not a major tournament, because it is a fucking major tournament. It is massive. 2.2 billion people watched the last African Nation Cup. Alright? Let's put those numbers out there. You see how big Africa is? You know how many people live in Africa? You know how many Africans live around the world? I grew up in France. The area that I grew up, we were Nigerians. There was people from Cameroon, people from Senegal, people from Tunisia, people from Morocco, people from Algeria, people from Ghana. Like, the list goes on. When the African Nation Cup was on when I was in France, it was the same as if the Euros or the World Cup was on, in terms of how it was outside. Like, listen, it's not a Mickey Mouse Cup, alright? Go to Ivory Coast, see how it was when they brought that cup back home. When Nigeria won, when they went back home with the cup, how it was. You know, disrespect needs to stop. And you know, hopefully, obviously I don't want Asia to win the African Nation Cup. Nigeria needs to win it. But if Salah wins the African Nation Cup and he wins the league and he wins the Champions League and he wins the Ballon d'Or, I want people to mention the African Nation Cup with the league, with the Champions League. You know, and I'm so happy that a lot of African players came out and spoke their mind. You know, Drogba, you know, did, John Obi Mikel did, you know, and shout out to Rio Ferdinand as well for saying what it is as well. You know, there's a lot of people that came out and just, you know, defended the African Nation Cup. I even love the fact that African Nation Cup Instagram page starting to post a lot of things to just remind people, like, yo, this is major. It's not a Mickey Mouse Cup. So let's answer those questions. The African National Cup, a big cup? Is it a major tournament? Yes, it is. Alright. Is it the World Cup? No. Should it be respected? Yes. Is Jamie Carragher a racist? No. Is it a clown? Yes. Alright. So hopefully one day the disrespect will stop and we just treat things the way it's supposed to be treated, with fully respect, whether you love it or not. Alright? But anyway, I thought I'd speak my mind about it. Don't want to chat about it too long. As I said, I'm at work. But yeah, you know, African National Cup is coming the end of the year. Make sure you tune in and enjoy some good African football. Big names will be there. If you don't know the names, get to know. Alright? Peace.